O positive. If you have O positive blood, your primary biological advantage lies in your cardiovascular system, where you possess a significantly lower risk of heart attacks and blood clots compared to other blood groups, because your red blood cells lack A and B antigens, the specific surface sugars found in non-O types. Your body naturally maintains much lower levels of von Willebrand factor and factor VIII, which are key proteins responsible for blood coagulation or clotting. This molecular difference gives you a marked baseline protection against developing deep vein thrombosis, dangerous clots in the deep veins of your legs, or pulmonary embolisms, clots that travel to and block tissue in your lungs. Furthermore, this exact lack of surface sugars serves as a powerful evolutionary shield against severe malaria, as the parasite cannot easily bind your cells into the dense, fatal clusters that clog blood vessels. Finally, your red blood cells can be safely given to anyone with a positive blood type, making you a vital donor capable of supplying blood to roughly 80% of the entire population. O negative. If you have O negative blood, your most unfair biological advantage is your status as the ultimate universal red blood cell donor. Because your red blood cells completely lack A, B, and Rh antigens, there are no foreign surface proteins for another person's immune system to recognize or attack. In critical emergency rooms and trauma bays worldwide, when a patient is bleeding out and doctors do not have time to cross-match blood types, they immediately reach for your O negative blood, meaning your specific cells are the single most valuable resource for saving lives in any human being on the planet. Additionally, your lack of these specific surface antigens grants you an unfair internal health protection, giving you the lowest baseline risk for pancreatic cancer and dangerous blood clots compared to all other blood types. Because your blood lacks the specific sugars that promote heavy arterial clotting and chronic cellular inflammation, your vascular system operates with a natural built-in defense mechanism against cardiovascular decline. B positive. If you have B positive blood, your unfair biological advantage is wired directly into your gut microbiome and metabolic efficiency. Evolutionary data indicates that individuals with your specific blood group possess a uniquely high concentration of beneficial gut bacteria strains, particularly bifidobacterium. This optimal microbial balance allows your digestive tract to break down complex carbohydrates and dairy products far more efficiently than other blood groups, granting you superior metabolic flexibility and a lower baseline susceptibility to chronic digestive inflammation. Beyond your internal health, you hold a massive logistical advantage during medical emergencies. Your body can safely receive red blood cells from 4 different sources: B positive, B negative, O positive, and O negative, ensuring that you have an incredibly wide net of compatible options ready to assist you without delay. B negative. If you have B negative blood, one of your greatest biological advantages may reveal itself against one of history's most dangerous waterborne diseases, cholera. Research has consistently shown that people with type O blood are far more likely to develop the life-threatening dehydration caused by the cholera toxin. In contrast, the B antigen appears to reduce the toxin's effects on the cells lining the intestine, making severe illness significantly less likely. Scientists believe this is one example of how infectious diseases have helped shape the distribution of blood types over thousands of years. And because B negative is one of the rarest blood types in the world, your blood is also an exceptionally valuable resource for hospitals whenever compatible donations are needed. A B positive. If you have AB positive blood, your unfair biological advantage is your status as the universal recipient of red blood cells. Because your red blood cells express both the A and B antigens alongside the Rh protein, your immune system naturally recognizes all of these biological markers as entirely friendly. This genetic profile means that in a traumatic medical emergency requiring an immediate blood transfusion, you face zero delay or compatibility roadblocks. Your body can safely accept red blood cells from literally any of the other 7 blood types without triggering a defensive, potentially fatal immune attack. Furthermore, you possess an equally unfair advantage on the donating side when it comes to liquid plasma. Since your blood entirely lacks both anti-A and anti-B antibodies, you are the world's universal plasma donor. meaning your plasma can be immediately transfused into any human being on Earth to treat severe trauma, burns, and massive blood loss. AB negative. If you have AB negative blood, your most unfair biological advantage centers heavily on your status as the universal plasma donor. Because your blood naturally expresses both the A and B antigens, your body completely lacks anti-A or anti-B antibodies. This specific molecular profile means that your liquid plasma can be safely transfused into any patient of any blood type on Earth during emergencies, severe trauma, or major surgeries without triggering an immune attack. Additionally, you possess a highly unique reproductive advantage. In many pregnancies, if a mother's blood type differs from her unborn child's, her immune system can generate harmful antibodies that cross the placenta and attack the fetus's red blood cells, a condition known as ABO hemolytic disease. However, because your immune system recognizes both A and B antigens as entirely friendly, this specific maternal-fetal complication is virtually impossible for your body to initiate, providing a natural, built-in protection for your offspring. A positive. If you have A positive blood, your unfair biological advantage is your natural resilience against severe stomach ulcers and chronic digestive inflammation. The bacterium Helicobacter pylori, which is the primary driver of painful peptic ulcers, binds much more aggressively to the digestive tracts of individuals with type O blood. Because your stomach lining expresses the A antigen instead, this bacterium cannot easily anchor itself to your tissues, giving you a powerful built-in defense mechanism that reduces your risk of developing debilitating ulcers over your lifetime. Additionally, you hold an unfair logistical advantage when it comes to medical availability. Because A positive is one of the most common blood types globally, hospital blood banks naturally prioritize keeping it heavily stocked. Furthermore, your Rh positive status means you can safely receive blood from 4 different types: A positive, A negative, O positive, and O negative, virtually guaranteeing you will never face a critical donor shortage in an emergency. A negative. If you have A negative blood, one of your more unexpected advantages begins outdoors. Several studies suggest that people with type A blood are less attractive to certain mosquito species than those with type O, meaning you may naturally receive fewer bites during summer evenings or time spent outside. It's not complete immunity, but it's an unusual biological perk that many people never realize they have. Your bigger advantage, however, appears in the hospital because platelet transfusions are much more flexible than red blood cell transfusions. Donations from A negative platelet donors can help a broad range of patients in critical situations. Whether someone is undergoing chemotherapy, recovering from major surgery, or fighting life-threatening bleeding, your platelets can become an incredibly valuable resource when rapid clotting support is needed. While A negative isn't the universal platelet type, its platelet donations are highly sought after, making this rare blood type quietly one of the most valuable a donor can have. Now you know the science running through your veins. What's your blood type, and did your specific advantage surprise you? Let me know in the comments below. I read everyone.